When faced with planning an event, have you ever felt overwhelmed? Every project has to start somewhere, and it takes a good organizer to get an idea off the ground. If you think of weddings, they don't magically come together. There are so many components that must be accounted for. Food must be ordered, venues must be booked, and outfits must be bought. Often, a couple will hire a wedding planner to get the job done. This person must be skilled at keeping track of multiple things at once and communicating with a variety of people. It's not a job for everyone, but it is admirable to be able to pull off such events. These skills are applicable in other areas of life, and this is why my greatest talent is managing projects. My talent has helped me succeed in school, do well in the jobs I've had, but it has also caused me stress. Working in groups is a given in most classes, and I rely on my planning talent in every course I take. It can be hard to first get a project started, but taking initiative is the best way to get the work done. When I took a theater course, we had a group project where we did a lighting and sound setup for Peter and the Starcatcher. Wanting to get it done on time, I made a group chat and suggested a couple of days where we could test out our lights and sounds in the theater. This project involved a variety of different lighting colors, sound bites, lamp types, positions, and timings. We had to recreate the setup, so I made a log of each of the details we used. On the day we presented, I came in early and confirmed that the lights and sounds were accurate. Our project was very successful and we got a good grade. This success, along with others, would not have been possible if I didn't know how to step in and execute projects. I would not be where I am academically without my planning abilities, and I know that they will continue to help me in my classes and my future career. Life is not always about school, and my talent to effectively drive projects has been integral to the jobs I've had. In high school, I worked as a part of the graphic design shop in my career and technical education program. We produced work for the community, and the largest job I completed was a playbill for the school's musical, Rock of Ages. I made sure to use standardized page layouts throughout the book, and that would be good for printing. This playbill also required a lot of files. Keeping them organized would be very important because if I lost even a single image, the printed copy would be blurry. I created a system of computer folders to organize the advertisements, written content, and photographs. As a result, I did not lose a single file throughout the project. Due to the scale of the job, I also made a schedule. I set goals for when the first digital draft had to be done, the first printed proof had to be produced, and so on. I kept to a regular schedule of contacting the theater director. When there were errors, I promptly corrected them and sent him a reply. I had relatively few issues with this job, and the final production run was completed on time. I attribute my success to being cognizant about how this project had to be organized. There are a lot of moving components, and if I had not been skilled in managing them all, I know that I would have faced issues down the line. Knowing how to plan projects is akin to working smarter, not harder. It has allowed me to navigate around avoidable problems, but it also makes it hard to give up control. I've minimized certain stresses thanks to my best talent in project planning, but it causes a different type of stress. I am confident in my own abilities to manage, but I don't always know about the skills of others. As a result, I am reluctant to give up leadership. I work in a clothing store, and during one shift, I was in the fitting room processing clothing. This involves steaming the clothes and folding or hanging them, depending on where they belong. I was in the middle of steaming when I noticed that my shift was almost over. However, there were still a lot of clothes that needed to be processed. I'm not a big fan of hanging or folding, but I still hesitated on when I should leave. I ended up leaving around 20 minutes after my shift ended, and this was because my tendency to oversee projects got the best of me. This has also happened in my school life. In my Introduction to Biology course, we were learning about the sexual habits of a species of bean beetle. My professor assigned a lab report in the form of a presentation. It was with partners and involved outside sources and analysis, including observations from our time in the lab. As per usual, I was tempted to take charge and get the work done. But I was also managing another lab report in chemistry and an essay in anthropology. My partner was perfectly capable of taking the lead. This was near the end of the fall semester, and we had already done projects like this before. However, something still pulled at me not to give up the control. In the end, I did not take the lead, but I still put myself through a lot of unnecessary worry. I like to be proficient at managing my work, and it has made me a better student and worker overall. However, I will be the first to admit that is a recipe for stress in combination with my anxiety. I consider my project management talent to be what I'm prized about myself, and I would not be who I am without it. My academic successes would not exist otherwise, and I would not be as strong of a worker. However, it does come with issues with allowing my peers to take control. I'm grateful that I've grown up in an environment where I've been able to develop these skills. I know time will only provide me with continued improvement, especially in the area of not feeling compelled to take the lead.